Hi, I'm Jack.
I'm keeping these in every single time, just so you know.
Hi, I'm Jacob Sartorius.
And I'm Kayla Malik.
And you're watching the
You Can Wear My Sweatshirt
episode of the Perfectly Polar podcast. You kind of ate that, like, vocal.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, we have a lot to discuss today.
Yeah, so we'll see how long this episode is.
Sorry in advance, but also lots of good stuff.
Lots of good stuff. And I also get told a lot by the people that watch our podcast, like our friends and our family, like they always, especially my coworker, she gets so excited when we have a longer episode. Because people like long episodes. They like long podcast episodes. Put it in the background while they're doing something and just listen, you know.
Love it.
So I guess we'll see. But
Right.
starting off strong, I am going to warn you guys, I don't really have much information on this though. We have there's new ownership on TikTok, obviously. As we know, the US government for some reason has had a very large issue with TikTok being owned by like a Chinese company, fearing for our data, whatever, and like how the Chinese can steal our data and stuff.
Which
so
I genuinely don't care.
I don't really care. I already overshare on the internet.
Like, what are they gonna get from my Sony Angel unboxing?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But so basically they were forced to either kind of rope in like US oversight or ban the app. So we now have a new company that now owns TikTok, or I'm pretty sure they don't own the whole of TikTok, but like they own a percentage of it, and it's called Oracle. Never heard of it, but I guess it's kind of like a joint venture, I guess, that they created so that they could have some US oversight on TikTok. I don't even know. So Oracle's basically like a trusted security partner, so that the U.S. government can relax, I guess. I don't know. But a lot of people are freaking out about it. I don't really understand why. I tried to do research. I can't really find like a exact reason why people are freaked out. I have seen people freak out about like the new privacy policies on TikTok. And there was even this one video, which it happened to me too, which was kind of scary. Spencewaw, actually. He made a video being like, hey, so what the fuck is this? And he opened his like explore page on his TikTok, and all of the recommended were like really weird and like creepy recommended titles. And literally the same thing, because I checked, because I was like, wait, what?
I know, I'm scared.
So I checked, and there were some pretty weird things. So like people are just kind of like, I don't know, people are just like on edge about it. But unfortunately, I don't know much. If you know more, let me know down in the comments. Let us know down in the comments, you know, because I want to be educated. I would like to know why everyone's scared. But that's happening right now. Another thing that's happening, as you probably heard us say, if we are Kayla Malik and Jacob Sartorius, there's some things circling around them right now. First off, they came out and said that there may or may not be a video of them.
It's AI. AI.
Making out in a bar, which even if that's true, I support that.
I know. I kind of ship them.
I kind of ship them too. Even Tana Mojo, she went on their podcast and she was like, I ship you guys. When Kayla's boyfriend was sitting there.
That clip is so funny.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Who we also will get to. I believe it happened because Jacob Sartorius did make a video being like, if you see it, it's AI, so just ignore it. But then Kayla also made a video being like, if you see it, then what did she say? She exactly said, whatever we were doing in the middle of that bar, just, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. That's exactly what she said. So I'm like, oh, okay, so y'all were making out in the middle of a bar. Period. If she's not dating anyone, I'm not one to judge. Like, you can make out with people when you're out at a bar and you're drinking. Like, I support that. I did that before I was in a relationship, not with strangers, but like with friends.
Right.
Because it's fun. So.
And you know what? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Exactly.
Hell yeah.
I support it. But then on a more serious note, something that's going on with Kayla. Yes. She was seen on TikTok Live drunk and crashing out, as most people say. She was crying. She was really upset, but people say she was on TikTok live crashing out. And so I obviously did some research on why. And there are a few reasons. So she's going through a hard time right now. One, because she just found out her mom has cancer, which is...
That's horrible.
That's horrible. That's devastating. I forgot to move that again. Yeah, could you just... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, guys, for the really ugly red brick in the middle of our table.
She just found out her mom has cancer, which is absolutely horrible. That's devastating. That's so sad. And then she also just found out that her ex, Saturn, or as she said it on her TikTok live, she found out that he cheated on her. And there was word of her getting STDs from him. So she was
Allegedly.
obviously upset about that. He did come out and say that he did not cheat on her and he did not give her STDs. So I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I wasn't there like during the live stream, but I watched like the clips afterwards, and ooh, I felt so bad because she was drunk, and then she was like screaming at her Alexa.
I know, and it's like, I wouldn't like. Why are people always like? Why are people so judgmental when someone is being like openly upset about a breakup? Like, they were together for almost a year. Some people are kind of like speculating whether they were actually together or in a situationship, but she said that they were together for almost a year and that they even lived together. So I would assume that they were maybe more serious than maybe they let on the internet.
Right.
So if that's the case and they broke up, I can understand why you're upset. It's a breakup.
I too would crash out on Instagram Live.
Yes, like
or TikTok Live, sorry.
I too would also be very upset. And then the biggest, what actually, now that that's happened and they like broke up, people are like on the internet being like, Saturn was just another Evan Johnson, and people don't realize it because there are so many clips of her on her podcast, one, talking about it, or two, the viewers actually seeing it for themselves. Like, Saturn was actually kind of mean. He was kind of a mean boyfriend. She talked about how they would get into arguments, and every time they got into an argument, he would block her on everything. Which, first of all, if you're my boyfriend,
you better sit down and have a conversation with me and work through this.
You're gonna block me while we're having... Oh, absolutely. I'm showing up to your house then, because that's not how we do it around here. That's not normal. You can't do that.
Or I'd fight fire with fire. You're never hearing from me ever again. Fuck you. If I got blocked on everything, okay.
Right, like, because I'm just like, if it's a friendship breakup, okay, I understand. If they were like actually a situationship, if they actually like only saw each other when they were hooking up, or they would just hang out, like, okay, I understand. But if you're like actually my boyfriend and we're living together,
how are you gonna block me when you're gonna be home at 5? Like,
right. Like, what the fuck? First of all, that's so fucking stupid and ridiculous. Like, I can't even believe that to begin with. And two, there was also like actual clips of him saying like really rude shit to Kayla, like while they were like actually filming, like making just rude remarks, like her being like, oh, like, yeah, like, this is not something she said, this is just kind of an example because I can't think of like the exact words, but she'd be like, oh, like, yeah, like he loves me, and he'd be like, no, I don't. Or like Jake would be like, yeah, like don't you like spending time with her? And he's like, no. And it's like, I can understand how maybe some people like find that humor funny, and maybe he was joking.
That would hurt my feelings.
But that's not funny, unfortunately. And she also once said that he's never called her pretty. So, hello.
After a year of...
Right. Could you imagine?
No.
No.
No. You know.
I don't think I would not be in that relationship anymore if my boyfriend ever called me pretty or anything. So,
like, after a month of you not calling me pretty, I'd be like, okay, so you think I'm ugly?
Yeah, so I'm going to go.
I will leave then.
So I'm going to go because clearly something isn't clicking here. So I'm going to head out. So she was crashing out on TikTok Live over that. And then also, on top of that, obviously, she was crashing out over her other ex, Evan Johnson, which, fuck you. Fuck Evan Johnson. Literal trash human. She was talking about how she's currently moving because she can't sleep because she keeps having night terrors about Evan Johnson because he gets out of jail this year. And she's really scared that he's going to find her and, you know, do something bad to her, which fully understandable.
Right, with everything she's gone through. Like,
did you watch her YouTube videos?
No.
Okay, I did. Holy shit.
I've just seen her on TikTok and like her story times on TikTok and stuff.
You don't even like want to know. Like, cuz she posted like actual evidence, videos, pictures of all of the abuse throughout her entire relationship with Evan Johnson. And it's crazy too because it's like she was showing her relationship on the internet with Evan Johnson while she was actively in it. And so it's crazy as like a viewer, someone on the outside, like you see it and you don't think anything of it. But then once you know what was going on behind closed doors, you look at it again and like all of the signs are there and you're like, how did I not see that the first time? Like, that's so crazy. He verbally abused her, physically abused her. Horrible, horrible shit. So she's obviously crashing out over that. And she also did have a point in her TikTok crash out where she was like, I would be fine. She was like, I'd be fine by now if the internet didn't push me to get over it so much. Like, if like I'm trying to like I'm like actively healing in real time, but people keep telling me that I'm dragging it out to just get over it while I'm actively going through it. So then like, yeah, so then there's moments like these where I crash out because you can't just do that.
Especially with everything she's gone through. Like, you can't just get over that in a year.
No,
that's gonna stick with you for a while, and I hope she gets like the healing that she needs.
Yes, I totally agree. I wouldn't even be surprised if I had a friend who went through something that bad and they never got over it. Like, I'm the kind of person where like if I know you went through this, if there are maybe things that you're doing, like if you change and, you know, I will adapt to your trauma, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she was never able to fully live her life the same way she did before, because holy shit, like that kind of stuff, like I wish people understood, like that kind of stuff, like it changes so many things about you. It changes the way your brain works. It changes your entire system. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't even fucking imagine going through that. Like, imagine like having someone like, because I think the hardest part about it is that this is someone who you're supposed to have like full trust and love in, and they're the person that scares you the most. How badly that can fuck with your mental is insane.
And I can only imagine she was probably in fight or flight most of that relationship.
All of the time, like,
which fucks with your like emotional like regulation.
Yes, I was gonna say, yeah, like your whole system, like constantly in fight or flight. Like you go to them not ever really knowing if it's gonna be good or if it's gonna be bad, and it's like you're prepping yourself for if it's gonna be bad, but then it's like good, so you kind of let your guard down. You're like, oh, maybe today is gonna be a good day, and then your guard's down, and all of a sudden they're mad. And they're doing horrible things, and it's such a vulnerable thing. You know what I mean? Like,
and to the people who are like, get over it, you're dragging it, has never gone through anything in their life.
100%. I like, literally can't.
I could talk about that for like hours.
Yeah, same. That's the one thing that really gets me going is like, or what really gets my like, it really grinds my gears when people are so quick to dismiss people's trauma. It's like, I understand that you don't understand what it felt like. Okay, I understand that you don't get it, and that you don't like in your head you're like, well, if that happened to me, like I would just leave.
No, you wouldn't.
Fuck off.
Like you simply wouldn't.
And it's crazy because we have so many people that say this. We've been telling the world this for years so that people can truly understand, but like still people seem to not give a fuck. And I think also with some of it being with like when it's people on the internet, people are so much quicker to be like, oh my god, like move on, like I'm tired of hearing about it. Like,
hello. Also, I think people forget, like, a narcissist or someone who's manipulative,
Mm-hmm.
they're that because they know exactly how to get what they want.
Yes.
They know how to, especially if you're someone who's more vulnerable of a person and open up easily.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to like get in there and like really like plant themselves in your life.
Yes.
Isolate you.
Mm-hmm.
You have no one to talk to. This is all you know now.
Yeah.
Because they isolated you from everyone.
Yep.
What do you mean fucking get over it?
Yeah, like they are
change your
permanently
entire life.
Yes, they are permanently in your brain. They are permanently in your body, and you can there are like even on like a normal there are even normal people out here who don't go through things like that. They just maybe like break up with their ex, and that person still, no matter what, no matter who they date, no matter what they do, like that person's always just going to be in the back of their head because that was a part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even something as impactful or significant as going through like an actual abusive relationship. Like think about how it completely changes the way that you think and the things that you do, like, and that will always bother me because not even with just like domestic violence, not even just DV, like SA, like that's something I could talk about for a long time because that's one thing that really pisses me the fuck off. Like, and even just with like normal mental health issues as well, like people who like don't like I don't want to I'm not going to call anybody out, but there's someone in particular in my life who I know, love you, but he doesn't understand. He's gotten a lot better at it now, but throughout the years, back in the day, I guess you could say, he didn't really understand mental health. He thought therapy like wasn't really real. If you were mentally ill, then that's just it. Then you just know that person's like mentally ill, but not in like the kind of like I'm a normal person, but like I just have bad anxiety or bad depression. Like you in his old brain is kind of like, it's kind of the equivalent of someone having like a birth defect or of something of the sort. You know what I, like I don't really know how to explain it. He's gotten a lot better at it now, but you can still tell like you can still tell he's trying, but he still doesn't fully understand mental health. So he doesn't really know. So he still says things that are kind of like not right. I'm like, hey, like lucky you, you don't understand, or maybe you do, but like, because you know what the other thing is, it's like some people like I feel like they do understand, but they just so badly don't want people to, or like they're like they deny it themselves, like they deny that happened to them, so they're like, like no, like I don't get it, like
yeah.
Then again, I don't know, I'm only myself, so that's all just my own assumption. Like
for me, I feel like I could talk about it because like I've always been so like open about it. My dad used to not understand mental health like at all until he got a glimpse of it. And then he did apologize to me. I love my dad so much. He's always been so sweet. He's the reason why I'm still here today. He got me therapy. He like helped me through everything. Love him so much, but he genuinely did not understand it in the beginning. Yeah. And that was really hard. Like being, because I was so young when I was like going through it. And to not have anyone there that like believed in me or like validated that what I was going through wasn't like right, like I'm not crazy.
Yeah, like in that it's important, like what you're going through.
And moral of the story is like I feel like a lot of people just like don't get it until they go through it, which is really unfortunate. I wouldn't wish any of that on anyone, but I wish people were more open-minded and like care about each other more and like love each other.
Fully agree. Like the people that like really know me, it's honestly like it's a blessing and a curse. I like truly, I take pride in like how empathetic I am. Like I can't help it, because in my head I'm just like, well, if this was happening to me, like this is how I would want. I took the saying treat others the way you want to be treated so literally. Like, and now that's like forever fused in my brain, and that's how I live still to this day. Like, so I take pride in how empathetic I am, and it gets me so upset when I see people who can't do it. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you see that this person is hurting. You maybe you don't understand, but like feel bad for them.
Don't be a cunt.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Why are you being mean? Why are you making it harder? Like, imagine if you were going through something really difficult in your life and there were people telling you to get over it. You'd be like, fuck you.
Like, that would be so hurtful and, like, make you even shut out even more. Like,
it's so damaging. Like, it's crazy. Like,
I hate the internet especially, but obviously this happens in day-to-day life as well.
Yeah, literally with everything. And
so it's really unfortunate. Like,
it really irks me.
I really hope Kayla, there's a lot of people saying she should stay single. I think what she should do, focus on her healing. If she finds someone along the way, maybe Jacob.
I know, he's sweet, honestly.
No, he seems really sweet.
He really seems to be there for her a lot. So, like, I agree. Even if it's just friends or if they decide to, like, get together. Like,
we're so parasocial.
I know. Even if they decide to get together, I feel like he could be very helpful to her in her healing journey.
But, yeah, at least as friends. Like, because he does seem to be there for her always, which I think is so great to have someone who's there for you. And then, obviously, they have the podcast together, so they get to spend a lot of time together. And I hope that's really good for her. I hope she says fuck you to all the internet people who are telling her to get over it. Heal at your own pace.
100%.
Believe in yourself. Do what you need to do to heal. And
100%. And
not get over it, because you can't get over something like that.
Yeah, no, don't get over it. And if you want to, because I think the other half of it is people are like, okay, well, if you're still healing, like, stop talking about it on the internet at least. It's like, okay, so no. How about that? How about just no? Because for someone like Kayla with a big platform, even for us, like, I don't know what it is about having this fucking camera in front of me. Like, we do not have a big following. Like, I don't have supporters, but, like, there's something about talking to a camera. That's, like, one of the main reasons why I was so excited to start a podcast. And I think I may have talked about this on the podcast before, but I could be wrong. One of my main forms of self-therapy is talking to a camera. Like, and I'm not even joking. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of, like, Snapchat memories in my Snapchat of me setting up my camera, talking about my feelings, talking about what I'm going through, and it helps. I don't know what it is. Like, it helps. So, like, for someone like Kayla, like, if that's your way of self-therapy, like, fucking do it. I'll be there to listen. Like, I'll be there to be like, yes, queen, in the comments.
Also,
like,
it helps other people, especially with what she's gone through, because people can, if they're in that situation and then they see her story and they're like, wait,
maybe my boyfriend's a narcissist and now because he treats me like that, and maybe I should get out before it gets bad. Or
seeing someone so, like, strong and speak out about it,
or, like,
might
maybe
give them courage.
Right. Or maybe I'm not crazy for being as broken and upset as much as I am, because this person went through it and they are equally as upset and broken over it. Like, maybe I'm not sensitive. Like, I don't know.
That's why I think it's important too for her to be speaking out about it. For anyone to speak out about it, we should always, like, trust and believe in the victim and, like, let them share their story. It helps other people, helps them, because they're actually telling their feelings and their stories out loud, which helps them process it.
Yes. That's actually something she even said on her live. She was talking about how, like, especially in today's media, like, there are so many creators, like, all they want to do is be real on the internet. Like, they want to just be real. They want to be themselves. They just want to tell their supporters how it is, you know? And Kayla said that that's what she wants. So, like, so that's what she's doing. She's showing her healing journey. It's not perfect, and it's not like a beautiful process for her. Like, there are going to be times like this where she crashes out and she's upset and she just has too many emotions, and so she acts impulsively and drinks and then goes on live and talks about it. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, because she just wants to be real on the internet to her supporters, and she wants to tell her supporters what's going on in her life. I respect that. I like being in the know. You know, I like knowing, not because I'm like, I want the tea, but because it's nice to see bigger creators be normal people.
And imagine if social media, I know everyone wants to portray their life as perfect, but imagine scrolling your For You page and everyone's life is just perfect.
Yeah. Oh my God. I would feel like a fucking sack of shit.
Sorry, that wasn't funny. It was just the way you said
No,
it.
but it is, because it's true. Like, if every single person like that was on the internet like that, like, I would literally feel so...
Like, I would feel
I'd
bad
feel
about
so
my
upset
life.
about myself. Yeah, I feel
like,
so bad about myself, where I'm at with my life.
Like, why can't I be like them? When in reality, they are 100% going through the same daily struggles you are.
Mm-hmm.
They have something going on in their personal life.
Mm-hmm.
Their life isn't as perfect as they're, like, showing it to be.
Mm-hmm. And if anything, like, not to, like, this sounds mean, but if anything, sometimes it can make me feel better about myself, seeing someone like that going through something. It's horrible regardless. It's a horrible thing she's going through, but then it makes me more grateful in the things that I have in life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is so horrible what Kayla went through. And I really hope that she can get through it, and that she can come out greater and better, and that she gets justice for what happened to her. But then in the same vein, I'm so grateful that I have such a sweet, loving boyfriend that, because this stuff is very real and it's very unfortunate. But it's also
scary.
great that she's being real on the internet, you know, because there are people who are going through that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Macy, I don't know her last name, I forgot. I think Newman, I don't even know. She's a Mormon wife, which I know you haven't seen the show, but I love the show Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She just wrote a book about her life story, essentially. She went through a domestic abusive relationship, and then she got into a new one, got pregnant in high school, right, either right before she had their kid or right after he died in a car accident. So fucking sad. And like, now she's with her husband, who they've now had 2 kids together. She wrote a book about all this stuff, and people, they lift her the fuck up for talking about her trauma and her experience. Like, okay, but like, why?
Is it because Kayla didn't write it in a book?
Is it because, and maybe it's because, like, honestly, I was going to say this earlier, like, is it really just because she's not like an adult? Like, because she's like a young adult, so young, like, yeah. Y'all are really just gonna like, the adults are gonna tear her apart on the fucking internet for dealing with this? Like, I don't know, but we really hope that she can heal from it. I hope that she gets the justice that she deserves. I hope Evan Johnson, I don't want to say it, but I hope y'all know what I'm thinking.
Right. I also kind of hope she like moves in with someone.
Yeah.
Not a love interest, but like someone that is a friend and can help like take care of her.
Like a true friend.
Like someone she feels safe with.
Yeah.
Because like if she's having like these night terrors, like someone to turn to.
Yeah.
Or like just for extra security. I don't know. Like
someone who can just like kind of take care of her a little bit, just because, and not like all of their attention, but like if you, like, we're roommates. If you were going through something super traumatic and I woke up in the middle of the night to you screaming in your bedroom, like, I'm running in there. Like, I'm going to run in there and be like, are you okay? Do you need water? Like, what do you need? Like, do you need chocolate? Like, what do you need? Like, I'll go get in and out. Like, I'll stay up all night if you want me to. Like, something along those lines.
Right.
Like, real support, which I feel like I would assume she has with Jacob. Like, I really do love them together.
I'm sure she has lots of
friends,
great friends too, which they seem to hang out a lot. And listen, what if they got a podcast set at their new place?
I ship Kayla and Jacob, but don't tell them I said that.
Yeah, don't tell them. But yeah, the main focus is her just like being safe and healthy and happy. Yes. We did go into that a lot, but it did really worry me when I saw her drunk on live, because like,
I know, I saw that too, and I was like, I feel like I immediately kind of had an idea of what it was about. It was about Evan, but it was also about other things, which I'm glad she was able to get a lot of stuff off of her chest and kind of talk about it, because I feel like that's another part of the problem. Like, we all know that as women, like, I mean, not to be like sexist or anything, or to put anybody in a box, but like, it's a pretty normal thing for like women. Like, things for us, they build up and then they explode. As for like men, they just kind of complain about everything. Like, it just comes out of their mouth all the time when they're feeling it. So for someone like Kayla, who's probably been bottling up all of this trauma and all these feelings of all these things she's going through, like, I'm not surprised that You know, it just came out all at once, you know, crying and the everything. So I'm not mad at her for it. I support her for it. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. And y'all need to fucking be nicer. Like, get your shit together.
Say something nice or shut the fuck up.
They're
please.
human. Okay?
Please.
Literally, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Didn't your mom teach you that?
Literally. The way that we just forget all the things that we talk, like, because I think about that all the time. Like, whenever I think about how I'm empathetic and the whole, like, treat others the way you want to be treated, I always also think about other things, like, because I took all of those things that we learned as kids so seriously.
So did I.
So I'm like, why do people just, like, act like those things don't exist? Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Okay, period.
Okay, period.
Because
I'm
that's
shutting my fucking mouth.
Yeah.
If I have nothing nice to say.
Because that's human decency. It's called common courtesy. But people just seem to not get. It's the internet. It's the anonymous behind a fucking phone screen. You guys all suck. Anyways.
No profile pic type shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like user 1946782. Like, fuck off. Anyways. So another thing that's going on right now. This one is funny. Because it's kind of like an extension of something we talked about in a previous episode. Tana Mojo went on TikTok and she trolled Tara's World because she posted a video of her wearing the exact halter top that Tara's World wanted for New Year's that she crashed out about on the internet. See, this is so funny because it's like, I'm not mad at Kayla for crashing out on the internet. I am, however, mad at Tara's World for crashing out on the internet.
Well,
because you know, because
it gives like entitled brat.
Exactly.
I don't want to be mean. Like, I'm sure Tara is great.
Well, there's also like there's also some backstory. So we didn't mention this in the previous episode when we talked about it because I didn't even know this, but when all of the halter top drama was going on, Tana commented on it. She put in her 2 cents about it, and Tara basically responded saying that Tana's just hopping on the hate train. So they kind of like beefed a little bit about that. So Tana then said she found the top, she bought it just to prove a point. It took 5 minutes. She said she used her money and her resources, and she was able to find it extremely quickly. So she shaded Tara by saying that the top wasn't even cute and that it was finna be in the trash can.
That's kind of deep.
Slay. And then she also said that no nurses were harmed in the making of finding this top.
Which, holy fucking shade.
Yeah,
I love it.
Exactly. Like, so anyways, because she was just making this video, she was like, I found it, like, and I don't know what the fuck all of this bullshit was for, because, like, it's not even cute, and, like, I'm not even gonna keep it unless someone wants it. I'm throwing it in the trash can.
She said, Tara, you still want it?
Yeah, literally. And then Tara made a TikTok back talking about how Tana found it, even though Tara looked for it everywhere, and that she only found one in a size XL, and so she didn't buy it because it's too big. And then she basically said that she asked Tana for her sources, and she was like, I don't think she's going to tell me, but I asked anyways, or whatever. And people thought that Tara was digging at Tana because of the XL comment, being like, oh, well, you only found one in XL and Tana is wearing one. Like, is that like a dig at her being fat or something? And then Tara did come back around and be like, okay, that was not a dig. I was just saying that I only found one and it was an XL, so I couldn't buy it because that's not my size.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I don't think she was trying to dig at Tana there, which...
Right. I don't either, but... Yeah. You know, the internet. Love that. I think that's a slay. I am kind of curious though. Like, I also would kind of be mad if someone, like, because I'm also curious, like, how Tana found it. Like, if Tara says that she looked everywhere, she was like, I looked on the website, I looked on Poshmark, like, I could not find it.
Well, the thing is like, you can't find a new top rarely on like Poshmark or Depop or anything. So I do wonder where Tana got it, but Tana also, she's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
She could pay someone to be like, get this top for me. I need it by next Tuesday.
Yeah. Like, I need it ASAP. Yeah. So she shaded Tara.
Not saying Tana would do that, by the way. Just, she could if she wanted to, I think. I don't know, Tana.
Yeah, I know. I kind of love that because I feel like it kind of finally like shuts the whole situation down. And even Tara in her video, she was like, I still want this fucking halter top. Like I still want it. Like
Tana, ship it to Tara.
just give it to her, man. Like get her to shut up about it. Like just give her the fucking halter. If someone can find it, just give it to her. Like let's just move the fuck on.
And
like,
Tara, I better see you with a fire outfit with this top, otherwise you are unredeemable. Like I'm sorry, you need every accessory to go ham with this top. Okay,
right. Literally.
I better see it.
I know, same. So hopefully we can finally move on from this fucking bullshit. I'm pretty sure Tana believes that like the nurse was like an actual nurse.
Like nurse, yeah.
Because I do. It's like, why would someone lie about that? But
yeah, especially to go in so much detail about a lie. I mean, people are chronic liars, but we have no proof that she's lying. So.
Yeah. People are chronic liars. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Well, so that also happened on the internet. I feel like we don't have much to say about this because we already talked about the actual halter top drama when it was happening. So y'all already know our opinions on that.
Well, that was just an update.
But that's just an update. I love that. I love that Tana did that. And like Tana was in her video, she's like, if you get me going on something, like I will not stop until I can prove the point that I want to prove. So I respect that.
Okay, Tana.
And she definitely proved that point. So absolute slay on Tana's part. Now moving on to something else that's going on the internet right now. We're actually moving through our topics kind of fast today, so I'm kind of scared.
Which honestly kind of slay because we did go on a huge side tangent, but we're doing good.
Yeah,
we're doing good.
Yeah,
we
are doing good. Something else that's happening on the internet. There were some leaked emails. Okay, so Cole, I don't know if I'm going to say his last name right. Cole Walliser, I don't know. The curly-headed Glambot guy. What?
This makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Because like I thought he was so sweet.
I know he looks really nice, and it's also funny because people were literally just like a week ago were clowning on Jennifer Lopez for being rude to him.
Yeah, I was about to say the J-Lo drama.
Which I'm like, I thought we all knew that J-Lo was rude.
Like not even a hi.
Yeah, like literally said nothing. Like not a single fucking word.
Bro, if I couldn't even like I don't know how people like go to events like that and like get treated like trash nobody. You're beneath me.
I know.
I can't even waste my words on you. Like that would crush me. I'd be like,
I know.
I'm a human. Fuck you.
Especially the Glambot guy. Like I feel like Glambot has become so incredibly popular the last couple of years because it's iconic.
At least say hi to him. Do you think J-Lo talks to her makeup artist?
Didn't her makeup artist die? Or was it her hairstylist? There was something that happened like a year or two ago where someone on her team, they were in a different country, someone on her team got sick and she left and he died there. I'm pretty sure that was J-Lo. I'm gonna have to double check my sources because I'm pretty sure. So people were clowning on J-Lo for that because they're like, why the fuck would you leave him there? Anyways, I don't know if she talks to him or not. But there's actually also another thing that I could bring up. Anyways, I'm just trying to find the screenshots for. So basically, there were leaked emails between Cole and another woman who was basically trying to she was trying to like rent the Glambot machine for a wedding, essentially. So it wasn't anything too crazy, but it kind of became insane towards the end. So first it was the woman, she emailed him and she said, hi, are you / the Glambot available for private events such as a wedding? I'd love to have you at mine on these dates. Please let me know your availability and rates. So then he responded and he was basically like, thanks for reaching out. Just so so this is already the start of like where it's kind of like questionable. He was like, thanks for reaching out. Just so you are aware, the Glambot is a camera system and personnel used by a network television station for one of the biggest red carpets of the year. It is not cheap. If you feel like something like this might be within your budget range, then I'm happy to discuss further. Which, first of all, She didn't even like, it's like, okay, just say the rate then. Like what, like you don't even know what my budget range is. Like why are you like, oh, if you think it's in your budget, then like, sure. But it's super expensive. It's like, well, that's the point. I'm trying to ask you how much it is.
I kind of get both sides because
from right now, yeah.
If you had a random person, say you worked for like red carpets and like high end like shoots, and then someone you don't know is like hitting you up for a wedding,
yeah,
you might be like,
just so you know, like it is really, I get it. Like it is really expensive, but like I would just respond with the rate. Then I'd be like, okay, well it's $1 million, and then they'd be like, oh, okay, thank you,
right?
No, thank you.
I think he should have at least included the rate.
Right.
Maybe he could still get away with like this is a high end like thing. Yeah. This is my rate.
Yeah.
Leave it at
exactly.
that.
So she responded being like, yes, it is something in my budget range, even though he didn't say the rate yet, but besides the point. He said, copy. I don't... Okay. He said, copy. I don't see how you could be, since I didn't say how much it was, and could be between $10,000 and $1 million. First of all.
That's a big range.
Okay. Yes. First of all, huge range. Second of all, he's like, if you think it's in your budget, he's like, it's really expensive, but you think if it's in your budget, then I'll discuss. And she's like, yeah, it's in my budget. And he's like, well, I didn't say what the rate was, so I don't really understand how it could be within your budget. Okay, well then why didn't you just say it's really expensive, it's this much? And then she could have been like, either, oh, I can do that, or, oh, okay, thank you. And then move on.
It's like he wanted to argue. But also, it makes me curious, like, does he have like an assistant or something like that does his emails? Because like, why would you respond to someone like this?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because he's not like that. Like, I know he's like the glam bot guy. He's always the one that's kind of like assisting the famous people onto it. But I just think it's because of his personality. He's just good at it. I don't think he himself has like, I don't know. It is his email. So I don't know. Yikes. But anyways, she responded. And she says, yeah, I just assumed it was very pricey since it's featured at the Oscars. So what are the steps to book? Would you be the person that comes out, or do you just work with them for red carpets? What's the rundown? You know, trying to get an idea of what the fuck is going on, because he's like weirdly vague. Mm-hmm. But anyways, he said it's a crew of about 15 people plus network setups, rehearsals, gear drop-off, camera rental, lighting rental, insurance, permits, etc., etc. So yes, very expensive. A lot of shit goes into it. So she said, so where would I begin? Through you, or is there a website? Just trying to get the fucking answers.
Like, she's asked, what, 3 times now?
Yeah. And so he said, okay, it's $300,000. I'll take a 10% deposit to secure the gear. And once I have the deposit, I can do a contract ready to get started. And I'm sure she then responded, sorry, I am watching a video, so I have to like forward through it. She said, thanks, Cole. I'll reach out by Monday. So finally, she wanted to know what the rate was and how to get started. So he told her after some back and forth, and she's like, okay, cool, thank you. I'll reach out to you by Monday to either give you the let's go or whatever. And he said, and this is where it gets complicated, or this is where it gets kind of fucked up. He said, if you wanted to know how much it costs, you just needed to ask. You don't need to pretend you're going to book it.
Which is so...
She did.
So did you wait till Monday before fucking sending this?
She did try to ask you how much it was, and you like wouldn't tell her.
Like 3 times, actually. ASMR channel type shit.
So she said, I did. That's why I asked. I want to book it? ? And I'm pretty sure and then actually that's all I have. I don't even know if he responded or not. So those emails leaked, and now people are like,
yeah, that's so questionable. I don't even see how you respond to a potential client.
That's like,
no matter
first of all,
how big you are.
so not professional.
Not
like
at
the way
all.
that you responded to any of those emails. Like
I'm thinking, because like I have a photography website, like I have clients reach out to me. Why would I be? Why would I be like, it's really expensive and it's kind of like out of your budget,
bro? Literally, the fact that the conversation went, oh, is it possible to book for events like, how much is it? And he was like, it's really expensive, but if it's in your budget, then sure, we can book it. And she's like, it is in my budget. And he's like, well, I don't really know if it's in your budget because I didn't say how much it was, but like, it's this much. And then she's like, okay, I can do that. So then what are the next steps? And he's like, so this is everything that we'd be doing. This is what you're paying for, essentially. It's this much in total. I would need the deposit and I can make a contract. And in normal business, it's normal to be like, okay, like, cause maybe I don't have the money to drop right now, this very second. Like, I'll get back to you. Like, right. I know that's going to be in my budget for the wedding.
Right. All Cole had to do, here, Cole, I'll give you an email on how to, an email rundown on how to respond to clients. They say, hi, I'm looking to book with you. How much is it? How do I get started? Mm-hmm. You go, hey, thanks for reaching out. This is my rate. It is, I know, on the pricier side. We do work a lot of high-end events, but this is my rate. Here's what you're paying for. Is there any other information you may need? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Then they respond.
And then they respond.
And then you book it.
And then guess what? And then guess what? If they decide not to book it, or even if they like maybe she wouldn't have to try to, because I'm not saying she pretended to book it, but if she did, let's say she, in some alternate universe, she was pretending to book it just so she could get the rates and stuff. Even if she was pretending, it's like, it's almost like if you would have just told her immediately, then you wouldn't have had like the back and forth, right. Like her trying to pretend to book it. Like, she just wanted to know what the rates were and like how to book it.
Worst case, she goes, actually, I think I'm gonna go a different route. Thank you though. All you have to say is, okay, no problem. I didn't know emailing was that hard.
Like, cause what, like, yeah, literally, like, what the, like, I am speechless. Like, it's so weird. Like, who pissed in your Cheerios this morning?
Which,
like,
it's crazy to me to, like, you just so quickly respond like that. For my emails, like, I have a client that I have, and she keeps, like, emailing me, right? I reread that email 40 million times. I make sure she knows all the details, all the information, mm-hmm. the price point, even though it's already listed on my website. Mm-hmm. I'll list it again, mm-hmm. reread it, mm-hmm. add a little smiley face, explanation marks.
Yes, because that's how you run a business. Like, there are going to be people who are going to be like, it's almost like, is it such a weird foreign concept to you that some people may want something, but then may not want it because they just want to know how much it costs before they justify spending the money on that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you, like...
That's a different side tangent, but, like, when you're trying to find the price of something and then they keep reaching out to you, and I'm like, I don't know, it could be, like, literally anything. If you're trying to, like... If you put something in your bag on a website, mm-hmm. just to see how much it is with tax or whatever, yeah. then they start sending you emails. They're like, hey, you forgot something. Yeah. No, I didn't. I can't drop that right now. Fuck.
Well, I was thinking more like, you know, like if you're trying to like book
like services, yeah.
Services and stuff, and like they don't really have the rates on their website, and it's like, okay, well, I would want this unless it's a certain amount of money that I can't swing that. So yeah, I'm going to ask them, oh, like what are your rates? And they're like, oh, well, what are you looking to do? Like this, that. And so you give them all the details and they're like, oh, okay, like, okay, it's going to be this then. And you'd be like, okay, that's a little more expensive than I was hoping for, so I can't really do that. It's like, well, you could have just asked instead of pretending like you wanted the service or pretending like you wanted to book it.
That would scare me so bad. This is why I don't like ask people's rates on like hair or like nails or like any sort of service. Photography, I won't even reach out. I'll just be like,
because I'm like, what the
all right, I'll just book it and just like bite the bullet if it's really expensive. I get so nervous about like people being a client.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't understand. I'm so confused. Like, I am doing the right thing. I'm asking you for the rate because there isn't a fucking website where I can book Glambot and look at the fucking hourly rate or whatever it is. So yes, I'm going to reach out to you. And do I have to let you know right now that I'm not going to buy it in this moment, but I just need to know how much it is, so then I know how much maybe I need to pull out or how much I need to save on something else so I can get this instead. Like, unless you're a millionaire, you can just get anything, then fine. But like, if it's a wedding and let's say you have like a huge budget, let's say you're rich, you have a huge budget for a wedding, the glam bot's $300,000 that he would be charging her. She's like, okay, well, 300,000. She's like, that is in my budget, but I might need to move some things around, so I'll let you know by Monday. And he's like,
so it's not in your budget.
You were pretending to book it. So you could have just asked me for the rate then. It's like, well, I did.
You're broke.
And then you yelled at me saying that it couldn't be in my budget because you didn't tell me what the rate was. Nope. Let me relax.
Nope.
Let me relax. So what the fuck is that about? Anyways. So that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Because it's like people love him and like he's had some like
he seems so nice online, which
know.
makes me really sad.
And I'm pretty sure there has been some like discourse about how some people have treated him being like, because he's like working the event, so like J-Lo, for example, like not really saying a word to him, and that was like kind of weird. But people love him, so I'm just like,
what is
what
this?
the fuck is that? Like, first of all, why talk to someone like that? Also, like, I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound woke. But the picture on the email of the woman who was trying to book the service, she did look like she was African American. So I'm like, why are you just assuming that it's not in her budget?
Mm.
Like, it's giving... Like, Cole, come on. You look like you look like an ethnic man. Why are we being racist? Actually, let me not say that. He probably wasn't being racist, but that's just what it gives to me. Because I'm like...
Because I don't know.
What are you going to immediately... Like, you don't know this woman. What do you mean you're going to immediately assume that it's... If she's asking you to book the glam bot, I'm sure she's well aware that that shit is expensive.
And maybe he just gets so many emails from, like, everyday people. And he's just like, getting tired of it.
Maybe like trolling or something.
So maybe he was trying to, like, get on top of, like, a troll before it happens. But then, like, it's someone actually looking to book. And even in that instance, like, literally stay professional on your email for your business.
Right.
It's your business email. Don't fight fire with fire if you're receiving 10 million fucking Gmails.
Yeah.
About booking.
Yeah. Honestly, that's very true. Sorry, Cole. Whatever. Sorry, Cole. That's probably true. I get it then, I guess. In that sense, like, that's a good point. But there's actually also another leakage of messages happening right now on the internet. I don't know how
Can we pause so I can pee and then you can answer the phone?
Okay, sure. Sorry, quick intermission.
Yes.
So like I said, there are more leaked messages going around on the internet right now. So first I'm just going to talk a little bit about the backstory of it. So obviously, as we know, before any of them were turned into movies, Colleen Hoover's books were like, they gained a lot of popularity because they were good books. And after some years, they were able to turn one of her books into a movie. The book It Ends With Us, which, great. I didn't read it, but I did watch the movie, so I obviously know the preface of the book. Is about DV, which is, which we were just talking about earlier. And so when they made the movie, they had Blake Lively as the main character, and they hired Justin Baldoni to be the director. Justin Baldoni is a director. He also directed 5 Feet Apart, great movie. And he also starred as Raphael in Jane the Virgin, which is my favorite show of all time. So, love Justin Baldoni. Okay. After Jane the Virgin, I obviously kind of continued following what he was doing, saw that he was a director, saw he directed 5 Feet Apart, thought that was super cool. Also just followed what he did on the internet, and he very much, a lot of his work, at least maybe half of it, is kind of centered around his true belief in feminism, which, love that. Because Justin Baldoni, already great director, great actor, nice guy, handsome man, and a feminist. Oh, sign me up. Sign me the fuck up, okay? So, for example, he's, I wrote this down, so sorry if I'm reading it. In interviews, he's spoken about the need for men to redefine masculinity and use their voices to support and amplify women rather than oppressing them traditionally, or like just how we naturally get oppressed in general. Because it like literally, I know people don't do it on purpose, but like it happens because it's so deeply ingrained in our social systems and just in everything. He's also said that men embracing traits traditionally are seen as feminine, like vulnerability, empathy, consideration, and stuff like that, which it fucking shouldn't be. That's like a normal human emotion. So already just that, like, and this could be a whole, honestly, good thing. We're only an hour into the episode. We have like a whole nother, I don't even know how long to talk about it, but that could be a whole other conversation I could have. And he talks about how men should embrace these things because it doesn't make them less masculine, and it can actually help foster equality. Period. Love that. Mm-hmm. He's had TED Talks, or he's made TED Talks about these kinds of topics. I even watched one. It was great. Me and my coworker watched it at work. It was fantastic. And he's gone to events like TED Women, and he's delivered talks urging men to see how societal conditioning puts men in power at a woman's expense, and that toxic gender roles harm everyone, not just us. Because obviously, think about it. Like, obviously, we become oppressed from it, but also, like, think about all of the men who feel less than because maybe they're more emotional or more sensitive. You know, it affects them too, you know. And he said things like, and this is like a direct quote from him, he said, "The glass ceiling exists because men put it there, and we are part of the problem." So love that. He's talked very outwardly about his view on feminism and toxic masculinity, and he's made that a very big part of his like social image. You know, some people think that it's genuine, and we love that, and some people think it's fake. Yeah. Which is fine. You're always going to have people on both sides of the spectrum, you know, mm-hmm. and that happens. But anyways, when they were actually filming this movie, the movie came out and it was great. It looked great because Justin Baldoni, he was the director, but he also was the main character, one of the main male characters in this movie. And after the movie came out, there was... I don't know the full timeline, but I do know that it kind of came out, it became known that Blake Lively, being a very big, like I don't want to call her entitled, but being a very big actress, it was kind of speculated that she kind of tried to take over this movie, essentially, tried to direct it, tried to change a lot of stuff, the lines, the dialogue, the scenes, the wardrobe, especially. Like, the wardrobe was a big thing for some reason. Like, I don't know, like, because to her, like, the wardrobe was like a very big integral part of her character. So she changed a lot of things about the wardrobe, and she got roasted on the internet for it because some of the outfits in that movie are diabolical. But besides the point, that kind of became a big thing on the internet. So when that was all being talked about, she then came out with a lawsuit, I'm pretty sure, suing Justin Baldoni for like sexual harassment, which is a very serious topic, obviously. So then there was then a follow-up lawsuit on Justin Baldoni and his team's part for defamation, essentially. So there was like all of this back and forth commotion in media about this feud between the two of them, and people were starting to notice there are like videos of them, like they weren't really seen at premieres together. Like,
also, like, the marketing for the movie, mm-hmm. his marketing didn't get pushed at all, but hers did, which I have a lot of thoughts, which we can go into later, about mm-hmm. Colleen Hoover. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're great books. They're actually horrible books. I've read a few of them.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Okay, this is good that you're here then, because I haven't read Colleen Hoover books, but I've only ever heard good things about them.
Which I haven't read It Ends With Us, because I read 2 or 3 of her books, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, some of the plot lines, they're very weird, very twisted. Oh. And like, just I don't know, like the wording of it's very weird.
Yeah.
And in a way, I think it kind of romanticizes domestic violence, especially in, what the fuck was the book I read? Ugly Love. That one, it's not a terrible book, but it's also really weird how she dated a violent man and then fell in love, and then obviously things happened with her. Weird story. Yeah. Anyways, but I have a lot of opinions on Colleen Hoover in particular. Good. So good. Just watching all of this happen, I didn't watch the movie because like I didn't like her writing. So I was like, why would I watch this movie, which kind of is the same thing with domestic violence.
I unfortunately did watch the movie, and I saw that shit in theaters because Justin Baldoni was in it, and so I was like, I know this shit is gonna be so good. And Blake Lively, like, that's so cool. I didn't really have an issue with like Blake Lively at that point. I did know that there was kind of some because it's been a couple of years. There's been like, it's kind of been a thing on the internet for kind of a while that she's like kind of hard to work with, and that she's kind of entitled, and that she's kind of mean. There's a lot of even like interview clips of her being rude to her interviewers, and like there are some clips where you can clearly tell that like if they're doing an interview with other cast mates for a movie, like you can kind of tell that there's like weird tension between the two of them, and that they don't really kind of like each other, and like you know what I mean. Like
I didn't like how the movie got, like, the promotion of it did not speak on domestic violence at all,
so that was something else I was gonna say when you said that. You're right. Justin Baldoni's marketing, his advertising for it barely got pushed, but he was the one pushing it for what it was, pushing for how it's about domestic violence, how we as people need to be doing our parts to help women in these scenarios. And Blake Lively and all of her, every time you saw videos of her talking about it in the movie, she like never brought that up. Like,
bring your girls. Like,
what the hell? Like,
like, I don't know. Watching the marketing go off for that movie, like, I was just like, why is it all floral, dainty? Bring your girls. Go watch the movie.
This is a very deep and dark, because it is like a deep and dark emotional movie, and Justin Baldoni advertised it as such when he talked about it.
And when Justin was talking about it, and especially in the beginning, he said he hated playing this character. Like, hated it.
I could only imagine. Like, he did a good job of playing the character, but also like that's another reason why I loved him so much in Jane the Virgin, is because he plays like it's not nearly as bad. It's not giving like actual abusive boyfriend. But like in Jane the Virgin, he plays like the kind of selfish business guy who doesn't really, everything's kind of about him until he has like so much character development towards the end, which we love, obviously. But yeah, you're right. He was like, and I could imagine, because like when you think about it, like Jacob Elordi. I hate him. I'm sorry. Like I know he is not who he plays, but I scares me so hard. He scares me so bad in Euphoria that I'm actually scared of him.
What's his name? Nate in the movie or whatever in Euphoria?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like him for a while either.
Holy shit, he scares me so bad. That scene of him like crashing out on the floor actually traumatized me to the point where now I can't like Jacob Elordi, even though I know that he is not who his character is. Like, I know he is a different human, and I've seen his interviews. He's very nice.
He like, does seem like a very nice guy.
But he like, so
he played his character a little too well.
I almost feel bad for people who, because it's like, it's good that we have people playing those roles. You need people in shows like stuff and to play these people, especially well.
Yeah. But also,
so like, imagine how like scary it can be to have to play that role, because you don't really know. Because then there's people. Because then you can be scared of people who are like me, who watch your show. I know that you are not Nate Jacobs, but holy shit, Nate Jacobs is so scary that I can't look at you in a normal way. Like, I like, it's so unfortunate, like, but it's true. So like, yeah, you're right. Like he was like, I obviously didn't like playing this character, especially with all of what we know about his. And I think that's probably maybe why they asked him to direct. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he became the director because his production company, I could be wrong. Okay, don't fact check me. This podcast eventually will become very like factual, and I'll be better at doing research, but like at the same time, like this is all just stuff that we see on the internet. So like it's all kind of just in my brain. I'm pretty sure like his production company, I'm pretty sure they're the ones that got sold the rights to It Ends With Us, so that's why he was directing. But I think he got the rights because as someone who has very openly for years talked about this kind of stuff, like they knew he would portray it the way that it should be portrayed. Because think about if you just gave this story to any normal director, like I don't want to be sexist, but I feel like not like any normal guy like isn't really gonna
like show, he's
not really gonna portray it the way that it is for the woman, because that's the point. Like there was no like male gaze sort of situation. Like it's not like they, cause I feel like in a normal director, like they'd probably like overly sexualize Lily, and then they would like they would make they would make the like not even doing it on purpose, like subconsciously they would make the audience feel for the abuser when that's not the fucking point. like
no,
exactly. So I feel like they did a really good job of having Justin Baldoni not only play Ryle, I think is his name, but also be the director of the movie. So they casted Blake Lively, and she obviously was very open about the things that she didn't like, the changes she tried to make to the script, to the wardrobe, to the scenes and how they're shot and all this kind of stuff. Justin, being, as we know, as we've seen, a very kind guy, he's even said like he did want Blake's opinion. She is a woman. That's the whole point of the movie, is to see it and feel it from a woman's perspective, because there are so many movies about domestic violence, but sometimes they kind of miss the mark sometimes, you know, like the whole point is that you can like really feel the terror from a woman's perspective. But so that was already kind of some issues that they had. And then obviously they were like not allowed to premiere together. I even heard that at one of the premieres, Blake Lively, she made it very much like, she made it so that like basically Justin and his family, they had to watch the premiere like in a basement at the premiere, because like Blake didn't want him out with everybody, which is so fucking, he is the fucking director. That is so fucking rude. Like it's so rude. But so there was just like a lot of back and forth with those lawsuits. Like lots of stuff came out, lots of footage was used as evidence. Blake Lively basically saying that he was sexually harassing her while they were filming through the things he was saying and touching her, which I
remember this part.
I will always believe a woman. Okay. Unless there is proof. I'm sorry. Like,
no, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so when I heard about it, oh my God, I was so fucking devastated. I was like, please tell me this is not real. Like, I was so devastated because I was like, I believe women until footage and audio and text messages and things were shown in court.
Right. And the media was definitely going back and forth between, okay, we're on Blake's side, and then no, we're on his side, and then a bunch of stuff came out with her, and people were resurfing, like that interviewer. Oh my goodness, that interviewer during the peak of everything posted the clip,
the bump one.
Yeah,
she's like, I love your little bump. She's like, I love your little bump.
And then, oh my God, and the girl was hurt by that because like I think she was saying she was infertile and like she couldn't have kids, and also was she just calling her fat, like
because Blake Lively was She was pregnant.
She was pregnant. That's like a normal thing to say to someone. Like, oh my God, your little bump. Congrats.
Like, it's so cute because there's a baby in there. Like, and she's like, oh, I love your little bump. It's like,
she wasn't attacking you. What the fuck?
Like, I'm sorry. Like, when I'm pregnant, like, please compliment my bump. Like, that's like the best part about being pregnant. That's like the one part that women love about being pregnant is the baby bump. Like, that's the best part.
Her.
It's not. I fucking guess not.
But yeah, people were going so back and forth in the media. It was really hard to like, because I followed the situation as it was happening a year ago or whatever it was. And obviously more stuff is coming out, and it's just so crazy.
It's so crazy.
I don't know. And then like obviously he spoke out, and I think he talked about what was happening with the like he was making advances towards me, and he was just, I think it was a kiss scene.
I'm not sure. I do know that there was one that I know for sure. There was a scene, they were like kind of shooting like B-roll. So there wasn't going to be any audio, and it's supposed to be kind of just like them amongst people in a bar, and they're just like, they are acting like they're in love, because that's the whole point of the movie, is that they're in a relationship.
Right.
So he's like touching her hair, and he's like kind of has his face up against her neck, you know, and like this. And so she put that, because she put that in the lawsuit as like they weren't rolling, I guess, when that was happening.
Then why is it on camera?
Sorry. That is such a good fucking point. Like, that's such a good point. And I'm pretty sure he like kind of like fought that with like he didn't hear the word cut and whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure like when he had his face like up there, like he was just being nice. He was like, oh, like your hair smells really good. And she thought that was weird. She thought that was like him trying to make a sexual advance, or like her hair, her perfume or something smelled good.
And then she drops a hairline. Fuck you.
And then like,
sorry.
There's also another clip of them also kind of giving B-roll where he was talking about her wardrobe, because he made it a big point in the lawsuit that there was a lot of talk between the two of them about her wardrobe, because again, she was really heavy on the wardrobe for this character. So they talked a lot about the wardrobe, and I think he was telling her that she could take her jacket off in this like filled bar with people, and because he was like, oh, because it'll be hot. And he then came out saying like, no, I meant like literally, like it's gonna like
it's warm in here.
Yeah, but she took that as like, oh, like take off your jacket, like it'll be hot. And even in that clip, because they gave it to court, they released it, like even in that clip right after, you can hear him be like, I'm sorry, like I didn't mean it like that, like are you okay, like I meant like, you know what I mean,
right? Trying
to be a gentleman and ensure that she's not uncomfortable with with the acting that they're about to do, thinking that he's now going to be like aroused if she takes off her jacket, you know what I mean? Like, so there are so many different moments like that throughout these lawsuits, so much back and forth, like here's this denied, like wrong, like here's the proof, like fucking whatever it is.
Oh, you got proof, I got proof.
Yeah.
So anyways,
but however, recently there has now been leaked text messages between Blake Lively and Taylor Swift, because as we know, they're very good friends.
Which I actually haven't even seen these, so I'm a little scared.
Just wait until you hear them, bitch. These are like actual, and I'll show AVRYAL, I can't really show you guys, like these are like actual like court documented like text messages. This isn't like this is stuff I'm pretty sure they had in court for evidence that just is now getting released. I think like now they're just getting leaked because it says like document 124521 with the case number and when it was filed. It's like page 3 or 4. So anyways,
yeah, I'm scared. I'm not like the biggest Taylor Swift fan. I like one album really well. I was gonna say I also don't like Taylor Swift. I'm really sorry. Like there are people in my life who are very big Swifties. Jenna, I love you so much to the death of me. I love you, okay? And I know you've been a Swiftie literally for as long as I've known her since like first grade. And when I think of Taylor Swift, I think of Jenna. Teardrops on my guitar.
But I've never really been into Taylor Swift's music, and I don't know. I've never really connected with her the way other people have. And I hate to say it, but unfortunately, after reading these text messages, I don't like Taylor Swift at all. Unfortunately.
I'm scared.
I'm sorry. Oh, and I also want to preface too that there were other things they used in these lawsuits, like proof of like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively like actively making fun of Justin Baldoni in their movies, like basically making fun of him for being like a fake feminist. You know what I mean? Like, which is so, why do you care? Like, that's so rude.
I remember Ryan Reynolds being a big part of this a year ago too, because people were trashing him. People were trashing Blake. Like, there's a lot going on a year ago.
Because Ryan, like being a good husband. He's like sticking up for his wife, but it's like, you're not doing it in the right way. You're being an asshole. Like, you're being rude about it, making fun of him in like the Wolverine Deadpool movie. Like
just be a man, talk to each other. I feel like, at least for some of this, it just seems like so much miscommunication or just hearing what she wants to hear. I don't know. I'm not necessarily on one person's side, I guess. Again, for me, it back and forth every time proof came out.
Yeah.
So, but it just seems like there's so much miscommunication.
I 100% agree.
And it could have been solved with a conversation. We didn't have to go to court. We didn't have to do like this, like.
It is like, unfortunately, it's giving like Blake was entitled going into this movie thinking that she was kind of going to run the show, and Justin kind of made it very clear that that was not her place and that he is the director and he's the one. He was still very much wanting to hear her ideas. He still incorporated a lot of the stuff that they worked together on.
Right.
But when it came out, she very much wanted it to be her show. And when it was kind of coming out that she's like kind of a bitch and that she was doing these things, like obviously like what I feel like, I hate to say like this is all speculation, it's all assumption, but like unfortunately when it comes to like famous people like this, like what do they do when they don't want to look like the bad guy? They try and blame it on somebody else. And that's so... She sued him for sexual harassment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he has proof, and he sued her back for defamation because that's, you know, not what happened. But
right, text message time.
Text message time. So these are, they're going to be kind of random because they're all just kind of like random text messages that just got sent in for, you know, for evidence and stuff. But these are just some of the snippets and some of the things that I have. So, for example, there is a text message from Taylor Swift. Or actually, I guess we'll start with this. Taylor Swift said, or at least I'm pretty sure this is Taylor Swift. Okay, yeah. She said, "I'm so sorry I was in a daze and I didn't see the first text." She said, "Wow, I love how they used the song." Because as we know, in It Ends With Us, one of Taylor Swift's songs was like the main song for that movie. That's what they used in all the trailers. That's what they used like in the end. You know, that was like the main, because you know, every movie has like a main song. People create songs for movies and for shows, right? And so then she sends another text message. She says, "Hello," or she says, "Welcome to Hollywood, Justin." And then there's an attached URL. And Blake Lively responds, she says, "I'm not okay. I can't breathe. I'm obsessed with you. I've never felt more like Khaleesi. I have dragons, except my dragons are bred with Cersei herself." Taylor responds, I'm just picturing you muttering Dracarys. I haven't watched Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, or I don't really know what the names are.
Why are they talking like this?
I don't know. And she said, "And then I fire off those texts to Austin," which I'm assuming she meant to say Justin because it's only one letter off. But if not, I don't know who Austin is. And then she said, "By the way, if Justin was strategic, he would be like, no Taylor Swift in the trailer. Because that gives you more power over the film. That's your ally, not his. Like, Taylor's her friend." And Blake says, "Get yourself a best friend who thinks like the actual Roman Empire." And Taylor said, "His misogyny runs so deep, he thinks women are incapable of winning chess matches or making long game power plays." And Blake says, "You are so right and so wickedly smart to call it. He should have run from your music." Oh my God, hello.
Or are they like boasting each other?
I don't know. He should have run from your music. I never thought about that, but holy shit, how stupid. This was his only shot at having the appearance of an upper hand. Maybe because he didn't want an upper hand, and maybe because he liked Taylor Swift's song and thought it was good for the movie. Like, I don't know. Like, it's kind of giving like he's playing, like, it's giving like he's trying to play a game and he's not. Like, she was like,
he's just trying to make a movie.
Yeah, like I don't know, it's fucking weird. Another random section. Blake says, "If you get here," this is so fucking crazy, I can't even believe this. These are the messages in chronological order. Blake says, "If you get here with this doofus director of my movie is still here, And she put in parentheses, I'll be ushering him out and hope he's still here. Can you do me a huge favor? I need help with him. She said, can you tell him you're excited for the movie, that you read the book, and what you're freaking out over is the pages that I sent you. What a magnetic scene that is, or whatever descriptives you're comfortable with. I'll send you the scene. You don't have to read, of course. It's a quick read. He's a clown and thinks he's a writer now and got this rewrite and told me he appreciates my passion. That's it. So I'm assuming like she wanted to make changes and he didn't want to. And so now she's like, we need to make, like, help me. You know what I mean? Like, so he'll make a change to the scene that I want him to make a change to. That's what it's giving. And she said, so having the greatest living storyteller unknowingly echo to him how much you love what we're doing, in parentheses, giving him credit as if he wrote them with me, will go such a long way. And then, like, what the I can't even believe it. And she says, Blake says, you dug a movie out of a grave once already for me. And then she attached a URL, which I'm assuming is the scene that she wanted her to read. And then she said, or Taylor said, I'll do anything for you. And Blake says, I love you, thank you, text me when you're on your way. I'll have Molly meet you in security in the garage. And then Taylor's like, okay, I'm on the way. I'm on your street. See you soon. Whatever. And then there's another random one where it says, Taylor says, it's like a horror movie film no one knows is taking place. And Blake says, oh, but they will. It's the only thing that can come from this. And then she says, meanwhile, I walk around feeling death sentence guilty and apologetic for being sarcastic and liking a theme party. So I don't really know what that one's about. But anyways, there's more. So Blake says, you were so epically heroic today. I recapped every moment to Ryan Reynolds. I kept remembering stuff, you making shit up about me and lenses and referring to yourself as my doll. This clown is falling for all of it, but also resisting it. You are the world's absolute greatest friend ever. I won the lottery. And Taylor says, I won the lottery. You are the coolest person in the world and you like me. So Blake sends a URL.
So many fucking URLs.
I know. She sends a random URL, but I'm assuming it's the image that's attached to it. I don't know, or if it's something different, but it's a picture of Aladdin. I don't know if they're making fun of I don't know. I really don't get it. And then Blake says, the most bonkers part to me is him saying to you he doesn't know pop culture made me more mad than anything he's done to me. So, because I'm pretty sure I remember there being something a year ago where they were talking about how, like, he met Taylor Swift at a party or, like, at a release party, a premiere, I don't know. And he was kind of like, he's like, I'm not really into pop culture, so I haven't listened to your music, but, like, oh my God, it's Taylor Swift. Right. Respect, you know? But apparently that really pissed Blake the fuck off for some reason. She said, his entire brand is disassembling toxic masculinity. He monetizes it. He does TED Talks, but says that to you. Not only is it so rude, but it's untrue. The thing that enraged me is you are in an absolute league of your own in being both the most popular artist alive and one of all time, but also the most respected and rewarded. Popularity doesn't normally coincide with laurels. In very few cases it does. Steven Spielberg, for example, there's one. Do you think for a moment he would have felt comfortable saying that to him, even if he didn't know his work? You would never make a point to say to Steven Spielberg about his work that you don't know it because you don't know pop culture. So they're like, okay, fine, like they're two friends talking shit, like whatever, but like right. what the fuck? And then she also said, this is still Blake, she said, I've been raging ever since, even though I know it all comes from what you said perfectly, he just so wants to be in the room but has to act like he doesn't. I see it. I understand that it's opposite day with him. He's so green, he thinks that what makes him cool enough to fit in, when in fact it's fucking enthusiasm, fandom, and respect for those killing it that shows you're confident with where you're at in life. So I'm like, okay, there's more.
There is.
There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot. Blake says, if only I sent you this is another random, like, bunch of text messages. If only I sent you the unplugged version. Blake says, I sent you a voice memo, but it doesn't show on our thread, which is really helping my case of not, if not, did it go through? Of not, or wait, actually that's cut off. Which is really helping my case of not something, 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 did it go through? Taylor says, yes, I'm just falling asleep, but we'll listen tomorrow, love you. Blake says, it's the length of a mini-series, sleep. XX, love you. Taylor responds. She says, I think this bitch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin. And she sends a screenshot of like an E-News or a People story, essentially, about Justin Baldoni, where it says that Justin Baldoni reveals he was sexually traumatized by an ex-girlfriend when he was hoping to save himself for marriage. So in this series of text messages, they think that Justin came out with this purposefully so that when other things come out, because they've been like, they were like secretly feuding for so long. Like she said, so like she sends him that. Mm-hmm. And she says, I think this bitch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin. That's so fucking crazy.
That is.
When you're a woman and you say that about a man who comes out about how he was sexually traumatized, what? I'm sorry, Taylor Swift, Blake Lively, you guys are the last fucking people I thought who would ever say something like that.
Also, y'all are shit talking him about doing some shit to you. So why would you?
Like we know Taylor Swift she's feminist. She's openly talked about politics, social norms, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And she's also like, I don't know if she's openly talked about it, but like when you have someone who's like that, you can assume that they are also like they are someone who doesn't support sexual trauma, sexual assault, sexual harassment in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
But you're gonna make fun. Okay.
Tiny violin is insane.
Okay, let me calm down. Okay. So then Blake says, it's rings different when he doesn't end the story by saying, did I always listen when they said no to me? But that must not have tested well in the focus group. She said he's being honored at the Vital Voices for Women event on Monday. And Taylor says, this is so disgusting and I hate that he's clever about this shit. There's more. There's more. I'll go a little bit faster. Sorry, this is kind of a lot. Okay, so another different snippet. Blake says, this inspiring event celebrates men who are using their platforms, influence, and leadership to elevate gender-based violence and promote gender equality worldwide. Taylor says, well, not him, her. And Blake said, he's not, he just has a team. Yeah, her, and his publicist, Jennifer Abel. I'm assuming they're maybe talking about his wife when they say her, because she's also very vocal on that kind of stuff, and they kind of are like a team, you know? And Blake says, and the comms people at his studio. Taylor says he needs to be beaten by his own words. And Blake says everyone weighs in before he responds to a text, writes an email, or trims his hair. It's wild, something got cut off. Yeah, I actually think it's important he's honored. And to all the people honoring him and not taking something question, no one talks to him, no one will say his name, no one follows him, yet they are all close something. Maybe it was him. Not. It was the women. It was the women because they wore flowers. That's how you know. I don't see. It's kind of unfortunate that so much of this is cut off, so I don't know. But Taylor says, Jesus Christ, is everything still on track? Blake says, oh yes, a week later though, but worth the wait. Taylor says, okay, that's perfect. His own words, that's going to be powerful. Blake says, that's what's wild about this entire thing. Everything is in their own words. Taylor says, it's the only way to beat liars and hypocrites. And Blake says, can you imagine feeling as confident as these predators that you're going to always get away with something award as an ally for women? Okay, fucking whatever. Next one. Another random one. This has a date. It's December 21st, 2024. So I don't know. Taylor says, "You won. You did it." Someone named Roy says, "It's turning." Taylor sends a URL, a bunch of attachments. Taylor says, "And you fucking helped so many people who won't go through this ever again." This is also text with her, with Blake and someone named Roy. Roy says, "Remember August?" And then he loved the "you helped so many fucking people" text. Taylor says, "Never has a cancellation been reversed so fast. You guys don't understand how rare this is to have proof and to take the perfect steps to bring that truth into the light." And Blake says, "Ash, like, my God, love you so much. I would not be okay through any of this if it weren't for you." And then the last screenshot I have, Taylor saying, "Can you believe she just called and was like, this PR chick wants to get info to Blake. That means the world." And Blake said, "It changed my life." So that's
a lot.
It's a lot. But I couldn't not stop screenshotting. I couldn't believe some of these text messages. Like,
I remember people talking about the Lord of the Rings one because they were like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Literally, what are they saying?
Mm-hmm.
But.
So you tell me, guys. What the fuck is that about? So that's going on right now. And it's kind of just like bringing up the whole lawsuit situation. I can't even really remember if it's over. I'm pretty sure I thought Justin won. Same. I thought Justin won. I couldn't be sure though, so that's kind of bringing stuff right back into the media about these lawsuits, this like never-ending rivalry. It feels like, especially because now you're bringing Taylor Swift into it, who has so many, who you're right, she's like one of the biggest artists.
So Blake won the lawsuit.
She did.
Yeah. Blake Lively largely emerged as the winner in the legal and public fallout with Justin Baldoni, as a federal judge in June 2025 dismissed Baldoni's $400 million defamation and extortion lawsuit against her and her team. This was described by her team as a total victory.
So maybe that's what they were referring to when they said you did it.
Yeah, maybe. And then reports suggest Baldoni's career was heavily impacted, while Lively continued to move forward, and it was a major victory for her.
Damn. So after all of this, I have my hot take for this episode, and I just want to, before I say it, okay, this is all based on my opinion, and this is all based on things that I have seen. If there's other stuff that they used in this lawsuit that I haven't seen yet, then I apologize for that. Because like I said earlier, I was originally Team Blake, because I was like, that's horrible. I will always believe a woman if they said that they were sexually harassed or assaulted, without a doubt in my mind. Unless there is like actual solid evidence and proof that that is not the case. Because right. I also believe in you know, evidence. Like,
right.
I believe in logic. I believe in the truth. So like, I'll always believe a woman off the bat unless there's evidence, which based off of what I could find when I was looking into this lawsuit while it was actually happening, my hot take for this episode, which might be controversial, is that I am Team Justin, unfortunately, in this whole entire situation. And that might also be from bias, and I'm aware of that. And I apologize for that. But everything I read and everything I saw, like, it was very much giving, like, that is not what was happening, you know? And also, people, like, even if there is real evidence, people may not take all of the evidence the same way, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like,
and for me, I just don't like Blake Lively. And yeah.
Yeah. I also unfortunately think another big part of it is that, like, I don't want to, because this was a woman coming out about sexual harassment.
Right.
But when you do take their personalities, like what they've like openly talked about and said on the internet and what they've stood for, like I can't help but also judge off of that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Blake Lively has made it she's made it very apparent in interviews and in public that she's not necessarily the nicest person. And whether Justin is being performative or not, he has actively used his voice, whether he's not being true. Like, regardless if you actually believe this shit, if you're famous and you're using your voice and your platform to speak on these things, it's helpful regardless if you feel that way or not. You know what I mean? Like, he's very much actively for years advocated for feminism. So I can't really help but let that kind of also tamper with my opinion. You know what I mean?
I feel like that definitely plays a big role because you see like Blake Lively's past and like all like the interviews and like everything that comes out about her. It has stayed consistent.
Everyone that works with her doesn't like her. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen A Simple Favor 2? That other movie she was in. I watched that like a year or two ago, and they just came out with The Simple Favor 2 like another year ago. But you can like tell in like when they filmed the first one, you can like tell that like Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively fucking do not like each other.
Oh my god, seeing them on the carpet together.
Yeah, like you can tell, and you can tell that they low-key like you can literally tell when they filmed the second movie that they were acting like that they were working together and they didn't fucking like each other.
Right.
Like you can see it. So
like obviously I hope nothing happened to Blake and
yeah, and like
she wasn't made to feel uncomfortable or anything.
Yeah, but like also, and weren't there other people that came out that worked with her like on Gossip Girl that were like she was a bitch? Like yes. You know what I mean? Like I can't help.
It's hard with the history there.
Like it's so hard. I can't help it. Like he's like, and you're right. If Blake Lively genuinely felt uncomfortable while filming this movie, that's horrible and that's unfortunate. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable in your place of work, especially if you're just trying to work and you're just trying to make a movie. That's totally understandable. However, I also don't think it's fair for you to place all of that blame on one person when, especially if that like wasn't their intention. It's kind of like sexual assault cannot, and like harassment really can't be, you can't really compare it to anything, but like on a smaller scale, it's almost like if you and I were here, you know what I mean? And I said something new. I made a joke to you that I thought was funny. I thought you would think is funny. And I thought it was lighthearted, but it made you upset. Like, I would say sorry, but like that doesn't mean you get to tell me I'm a horrible person for making that joke, because I'd be like, that was not at all like what I meant to do.
Like my intention. That happened. Something on that scale happened to me recently. And oh my goodness, I was like, bro, wow, why is shit getting twisted up in here? Like,
right. Like, because that happens to me a lot. And maybe that's also what it is. Maybe it's a personal bias, because there have been a lot of situations in my life where I may have said the wrong thing, done the wrong thing, not with bad intentions behind it, but I was kind of just doing the best with what I had. And then I have people mad at me for it, which I always am like, I understand you're upset and I'm really sorry. Like that, I'm really sorry. But they dig. Like they really dig into you and putting all of the blame on you. Like, because there are just some people that can't take accountability, which is fine. It's annoying, but it's fine. And that's kind of like what it's kind of what it's giving. Like, I don't know. Like, if you were uncomfortable, that's horrible. But like, that doesn't mean that you can, you know, that doesn't mean that he was doing that shit on purpose. Like, well, like, so is it really like, I don't know. Like, it's so hard to explain.
It's a really weird situation, because obviously, depending on like the thing she's claiming, like obviously a conversation sometimes cannot be had in those situations. Yeah. But if it was something he said, like, take off your jacket, she could have been like, what do you mean by that? Yeah. Like, stand your ground a little bit. Yeah. Or tell him, don't fuck off.
Because I think that was actually the other point that a lot of people on the internet were making in these clips and stuff of her saying she was sexually assaulted or sexually harassed. And like, he was trying to make it clear that that's not necessarily what he was doing. That's not what he meant. Because then she would kind of like play into it. Like, so it almost is like, it's also like kind of one of those things where it's like,
it's
can
really
you
hard.
Yeah, it's like it's hard because it's like, well, can you be mad at him for maybe not realizing that what he said was bad because you didn't, because it didn't seem like it was to you? Like, it's really it's all very complicated.
It's
like
a tricky slope because
very
also
much
like
so.
if you're uncomfortable, sometimes you kind of just like
You don't want
into
it,
just
to
out
kind
of
of
safety and like
yes.
So I get
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But
so
also,
it's obviously a very
moral of story, guys.
slippery slope.
Boundaries. Enforce them.
Yes, enforce them. Boundaries. If you feel uncomfortable in a workplace, tell somebody. And
if you lose your job, fuck them.
then fuck that job. Or
sue them. Sorry.
Tell somebody. And if you don't have someone to help you, then yeah, stand your ground. If anything, I feel like that's maybe like, I can understand people don't want to be like out of, like you said, out of safety. Like, it's almost easier to just act like you don't care
because it's uncomfortable
uncomfortable. But this year I'm working on that not being, because as a woman, like, that isn't going to be my thing anymore. Like, if I'm comfortable, I'm letting you know what I mean? Because I feel like that should be a normal thing and a healthy thing that we do. Like, if you're making me uncomfortable, like, I'm telling you, I'm be like, get off of me. Because then in situations like that, it can get twisted, or like, and also it's just like, because then they think that what they're doing is okay, and right. I'm not down with that. So, but anyways, so yeah, that's unfortunately. Please don't be mad at me. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, I definitely think it's all personal bias, and I definitely think it's all just like things that I've gone through in my life and things that I've seen. Like, I may not have seen everything. I may not know the entire full story, all of the evidence, but like, unfortunately, my hot take of this episode is that I am Team Justin Baldoni, and I'm really sorry. I also just never really liked Blake to begin with, and I've also never really liked Taylor, and I really don't like either one of them now because of those text messages. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry, but like, I can't help it.
I think my bias comes from I don't like Colleen Hoover books.
Yeah.
Like, I've read some of them, and I've watched other people read some of them, and like, they just don't sound like good books. Mm-hmm. So I already had my own personal bias with the movie. So then when I saw Blake's marketing.
Okay, wait, yeah. So tell me, like, why don't you like her books specifically?
Again, like, the biggest
Are they all about DV?
No, but a lot of them.
There seems to be a lot of them.
There is.
Okay.
And they all have, like, weird backstories. Like, there's some that are, like, incestual, like, I don't know if that's the right word, but, like, it.
What do you mean you don't know if that's the right word?
Like, family.
Yeah.
Whatever. They have like really weird themes in them. The ugly love one, it does feel like romanticized, because it's weird because they put you in that spot where you're empathizing with the abuser.
Yeah. Which
happened so much in Ugly Love. And then November 9th is a like prequel. I don't really know. I don't read too often, but I love romance books. Mm-hmm. And I saw so many people posting her books, and I was like, okay, period. I'm gonna read them.
That's what I'm saying. I was always like pro Colleen Hoover just because I've heard people only say good things about them.
You should watch Nicole Raffaele or something like, I don't know. Raphael.
I
don't know how to pronounce anyone's last names ever, but she makes or used to make like these videos reading Colleen Hoover books, so you don't have to. Okay. And she would read them with a friend.
Period.
And obviously she would skip through it, so you're not getting like the little stuff, but some of the shit she had to read is so weird and like just so you should watch those videos. They're really funny and really entertaining, and they give a good description of the book, I feel. Okay. But yeah, I just have my own personal beef with Colleen Hoover because so many women were so obsessed with these books, and I'm like, it's empathizing with the abuser.
Yeah.
And like, what are we doing?
Yeah, we should not be perpetuating that at all whatsoever. Absolutely not. Like, what the? Okay, that's fucking
like
insane.
I don't know. There's like, I forgot the other book that I read, but it like, I just remember reading it and being like, what the fuck? What am I reading?
Oh,
so that's my own personal bias with like Colleen Hoover. So when I saw it, they were turning it into a movie, and then all the marketing is pink and floral. Bring your girlies.
At least on Blake's side, yeah.
Yes, and then that's why I did like Justin, because I saw him speaking out about like domestic violence and stuff with this movie, but then all the other marketing.
Right. And that's
my hair care.
And that's what's annoying about it, is because that's what I had no idea what this fucking movie was about. I had no idea, because most of the marketing I was seeing for it was like Blake's stuff, and it seemed just like a cute love story. Right. And then I'm in the movie theater and I'm watching it and I'm like,
and that's what a lot of people had an issue with, because a lot of people didn't know what they were stepping into.
Yeah.
And imagine, God forbid, you're a victim.
Yes.
And you go into that movie, you don't even know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And you see things like that. I didn't watch the movie. I don't know how realistic it is, but like it could be scary to just watch something like that, especially for some people.
Let me give you the rundown of it, actually. Okay. So like obviously this so the story is Lily Bloom, and I'm pretty sure her middle name is like Rose, and she's a florist. Oh! Good one, Colleen. Good one.
Colleen Hoover writing for you.
So Lily, it's the beginning of the movie. Lily, she went home, or she like moved away because her dad was super abusive to their mom, and like also to her. Also, he was just like an abusive dad, like physically, emotionally. So she hated her dad. Went home for his funeral because he died. Goes talking to her mom. She tells her mom that she's moving to. She either moved back to that state where she was from. Yeah, I think it was, because she says she's moving back and that she was buying a flower shop. She was going to open a flower shop. I think they were like in Boston or something like that. And so she opens her flower shop. She's like starting her life. She meets this guy this one day on top of this roof, and she's like up there sitting, like just like looking out, because she's like kind of just like digesting her dad being dead, and just like moving away and moving back where she's at, and her trauma, her dad, whatever. And all of a sudden, Ryle, Jason Baldoni's character, comes walking through the door of the rooftop, and he like throws a chair because he's really upset at something that happened. And so he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, he was a doctor, and I'm pretty sure like I don't remember, something happened at work.
You're telling the story really well, because I remember watching like a brief like video explaining the movie, and you're just like importing scenes into my brain right now. 100%. You're really good at like
oh my God,
remembering this.
Thank you. So then they meet, and they kind of get to know each other a little bit, and that's when she's like, my name's Lily
Rose Bloom,
and my middle name's Rose, and I'm a florist. And he's like, what the fuck? I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon, whatever. They kind of flirt a little bit, and then they go their separate ways. And then she opens her flower shop, and she meets this girl who's like kind of like a stay-at-home wife, kind of. She doesn't really have a job, and she's like walking around the thing, and they kind of become friends, and she like ends up working for her like little part-time, because she doesn't really have much to do. She's got like kind of like a rich husband, like rich family, like whatever. So they become friends. Lily's first friend, Slay, finds out that that's actually Ryle's sister. So they're like, oh, cute. So they go on all these cool little dates and stuff. Like they go to a bar, and it's like they're like in pajamas. And basically the story is just her and Ryle starting to like each other. But while this is all happening, we are getting flashbacks to Lily's first love, which was a homeless boy who lived like across the street from her when she was like a teenager. I don't know if Atlas, I'm pretty sure was his name.
I think that was his name, yeah.
So she like one day saw that he was sneaking out of a window of an abandoned building to catch the bus to go to school, realized he was homeless. One day left a bag full of food outside the window, like knocked on like the wooden board that's like hanging off of it, leaves, and he eventually finds out she was the one giving him food. So they start talking and hanging out, and they end up falling in love. And so that was like her first love. Like she would sneak him into her room, they would like do things, they were like dating, and they were in love. Dad found out one day, kicked him the fuck out because he knew he was homeless or something, and her dad, being an abusive asshole, was rude and like, and I don't even did whatever, he was a dick about it. So we're getting these flashbacks as her and Ryle's like love story is like whatever. So like things in the movie are happening, life is happening, there's parties, she's opening her shop, like she's exploring her relationship with Ryle, learning about him, his work, whatever. And they start dating. they're like together. I don't know if she ends up moving in with him. It's kind of like one of those things like in adult relationships when you still live on your own, but you're just always at their house. I feel like. Anyways, so they're like together. They go to dinner one night, and Atlas is the owner of the restaurant, and he's like serving them. And she's like, oh my God, like my first love. She has like this tattoo that was meant for him. Like, I don't know if I can't remember if they were like matching tattoos or if she got it for him. It was like right here, like on her collarbone or her shoulder or something. She freaks out, can't believe it's Atlas. He's like trying to talk to her, but she has this boyfriend now, Ryle, and like they get into like this big fight in this restaurant. And this is when things start to get kind of abusive. So for this movie, there are things happening, like all of the flashbacks with Atlas and her living with and being with Ryle, like there are moments that keep happening where like the way that they shot it is interesting. Like there are things that are happening. She keeps getting hurt. So like, for example, like he took something out of the oven, but like didn't have a glove on, so he accidentally like dropped it and like slapped her across the face. And like the way it's shot, and he's like immediately apologetic, the way it's shot, it looks like a genuine accident. And there are several things that happen like this, like she falls downstairs, like, and it all looks very accidental. And then she starts kind of like dissecting all of it. She's seeing Atlas, like he's kind of taking care of her, and she starts to see it for what actually happened. And that's when they show it in a different light, where it was abuse, essentially, if that makes sense. So like in her brain, she loved him, it was giving accident. But like when you really like take off the rose colored glasses and you look at it for what it was, like it was abusive. So she ends up getting pregnant and is no longer with him. She finds out that Ryle like accidentally killed his brother when they were like 6.
Oh.
Yeah. And her friend, who is Ryle's sister, is like telling her, she's like, I love my brother, but like, please don't go back to him, you know, because like he is a broken man and I know that he kind of sucks. Like I know he's kind of abusive. So she gives birth to their child, and he's like begging for forgiveness, begging to take her back. And so then it's like a very infamous ending, which honestly is kind of a fire ending. I kind of did like it, but like she's like, now picture this child that you're looking at, who you're so in love with, your firstborn, your daughter. Imagine her coming home being like, he hits me, but I love him. Oh, he did this, but I love him. Like, what would you say to her? And he was like, I would beg her to leave him. And she's like, well, there you go. There's your answer. So, so that's like kind of like the...
You explained that so well.
I don't really think I did.
No, well, you went scene by scene.
Well, I'm pretty sure some of my stuff is a little mixed up. It has been a while since I've seen the movie. But I do know that that's the preface.
Every preface, you explained the entire movie pretty well. I've seen clips of the movie, and every time you spoke, I was like, scene. Importing, downloading.
Shut up.
And they say you got a memory of a goldfish. What the hell?
I know. Yeah. See, thank you. I know. Brady always makes fun of how I have such bad memory, and I'm like, listen, technically you're right, but I swear it's only for certain things. Like it's only in it's only like
she can remember an entire movie, bar for bar, scene for scene.
Yeah. Like my memory is so incredible. It works in the craziest ways, but also it doesn't. Like, I can't remember I couldn't remember if you, like, told me, like, a small detail, like, a week ago. But, like, I can remember what I was doing when I was, like, 4 years old in the month of November in, like, 2004. Like, I don't know.
What were you doing in 2004?
So I was, like, okay, wait, I was 2 in 2004. The first thing I can actually ever remember, I think my first ever memory is probably when I was, like, 4. And I remember being up really, really, really early one day. I can't remember if it was because we were traveling or something, but we were up at like 5 a.m. and my parents were like getting ready for something, and my mom was like sitting with me like watching Toy Story like on the floor so that I could be like, so my family could like be doing stuff early in the morning. I don't know why I remember that. Or there's this one really random memory that I have, and it's funny because this was when I became conscious. I was like 5. And I thought to myself, like, how you can remember things. And I remember, like, I had 2 Barbie dolls, and I was in my bedroom, and I was walking them, like, on each side of the door, and it was kind of cool because it's, like, a mirror effect, you know? So I'm like, oh, whatever. And I was thinking about it, and I thought to myself, I will remember this forever. And I literally still just remember thinking that and doing that for some reason. It's so fucking random. But anyways,
my memory is so bad.
I fear dementia runs in my family, so I am gonna enjoy it while it lasts until it's gone. Anyways, so that's pretty much what's going on in the world right now. I mean, there's technically a lot of other things that I've been seeing, but I don't really care about it. Anyways, actually, also speaking of which, sorry to leave this in, but like, when do you ever, is there ever a time that you want to do, or we can ask you guys too, if there's ever a time you guys want us to make an episode that's not necessarily about pop culture specifically? Like, because there's something that I would like to talk about on a podcast episode, but it has nothing to do with pop culture or what's going on in the world. It's literally just me and my life.
Just hop on my Dutch diaries.
Yeah, shit, you're right. She's right. Okay, well, that's about everything that we had for today's episode. Kind of a lot. Honestly, not horrible, though. We stayed on topic pretty much the whole entire time.
I'm kind of proud of us. I'm really proud of us.
I'm shocked. It was a longer episode. We're about 2 hours, but thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts down below, but be nice. You know, I'm sure that some of our opinions are different from yours, okay? But always just be nice. We love an open discussion, okay? We'd love to see it. So all of our socials are going to be down in the description below, so make sure to follow AVRYAL on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. All of that will also be down below, linked in the description box. Make sure to sub right now to the Perfectly Polar podcast. It's free. Click the sub button, click the like button, make sure to leave a comment, and also make sure to follow the Perfectly Polar podcast on other socials like Instagram and TikTok. We post new videos every Friday at 6 a.m. EST. So we will see you guys next Friday.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.